Many women are told that they need to feel their emotions fully. But for many of us, that idea feels confusing or even a little frightening. If you've ever worried that allowing yourself to feel difficult emotions might overwhelm you, or that you'll get stuck in them forever if you do feel them, then please believe me, you are not alone. If we haven't met before, I'm Judy Katz, a transformational coach and a spiritual mentor. For over 30 years, I've worked with women who want to move beyond their survival patterns and live from a deeper, more authentic self. This video is part of my emotional awareness series, where we discover how emotions can become gateways to transformation. For many high-achieving women, emotions can feel unpredictable and kind of exhausting to manage. So instead of feeling them, they try to do things like go into their head and analyze them, or try to control them by shutting it down and maintaining composure, or maybe push them aside just by ignoring your body, or staying busy and truly not ever slowing down. Well, another example of survival behavior that many of my high-achieving clients, and myself is included here, can get overtaken by is to feel the need to rescue a loved one by trying to either fix them or to hurry up and fix their unwanted situation that's got them upset. I'm going to be addressing the rescuer survival pattern in my future videos. But what many people don't realize is that emotions actually become overwhelming, not because we feel them, but because we resist them. In my last video, we explored why feeling difficult emotions can actually set you free. But many people still wonder, well, how do I actually feel my emotions safely? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you one of my methods to do just that. See, emotions are energy moving through our body. And when emotions are resisted, that energy becomes stuck. But when we allow our emotions with awareness and compassion, then our body just naturally begins to release them. I think one of the simplest ways to really understand this and how to think about it is to think about what happens when we get a physical wound. Let's say we cut our finger. Well, if you do cut your finger, what do? First thing you do is you stop, and then you notice you've got an injury, right? And then you pay attention to it. Then you gently maybe clean the wound, and you may apply an ointment to it, and then you'll maybe protect it with a Band-Aid. You're careful with it while it heals, because if you bump it again, it will hurt and it'll remind you to be attentive. But here's something interesting. You don't have to make that wound heal. The body already knows how to do that, right? Your job is simply to care for the area properly. Well, our emotional wounds work really kind of the same way. One of the methods that I teach is called the emotional first aid method. And the first step in this method is to simply acknowledge the emotional wound. You simply name the emotion that you're feeling. It might be shame or fear, anxiety. Maybe you're feeling frustration, anger, or guilt. And the next step is to gently clean the wound with compassion. So instead of judging yourself for having the emotion, you respond with kindness. Sometimes I even encourage my clients to softly say, "Ouch, that hurts." That simple acknowledgement really begins to soften the resistance. Well, then next, we protect the emotional wound by bringing our attention into our body, because that's where we experience our emotions. So you just notice the sensations. You might feel tightness in your chest or a constriction, maybe pressure, sharp or dull discomfort. And you notice where in your body that you feel these sensations. Maybe they're in your chest. Maybe you feel a tightness in your throat or your forehead or your stomach. And it's also very helpful to rate the intensity from 1 to 10. The reason we do this is because this helps the mind stay present rather than becoming overwhelmed with the mind's story. The next thing is that you gently breathe slowly and deeply. You see, slow, deep breathing helps to calm the nervous system. This is like placing a protective bandage over the wound. And as you stay present with this emotion, something remarkable begins to happen. The energy begins to move and to release, and then your clarity can return. But remember, this isn't something that you force. Just like the physical healing, the body already knows how to restore balance. The healing intelligence is already within you. Your goal is simply just to allow the process rather than to resist it. This method helps you to learn how to relate to your emotions rather than react from them. And when that shift happens, you begin to become free to choose a more loving and truthful perspective about yourself. In future videos in this emotional awareness series, I'm going to show you other ways that I have, other methods to safely continue to work with difficult emotions. There was a moment in my life when I experienced some intense shame after a difficult interaction. And when I was in a safe place and I was able to reflect on what had happened, I allowed the emotion to move through me, and I released the tension in my body by just crying. And I stayed in my body, not in the story of the victim who felt very wrong and small. And once that energy released, new insights came to me as to how I could better communicate with this person. Well, he became human rather than the enemy. And then I became powerful and resourceful rather than a powerless victim. This was a deep shift in my identity that changed my relationship with this person entirely. His next interaction with me was very relational, and he was very trusting of me. This was an astounding shift, and it happened so quickly. See, the truth is that emotions themselves are rarely overwhelming. What overwhelms us is the resistance to them. When we meet our emotions with awareness and compassion, then they often just move through us far more gently than we would have ever expected. So I have a simple practice for you to try, my emotional first aid method. This is a very simple method to start with. So when an emotion arises, you first pause, stop, and acknowledge your strong emotional reaction. You name it specifically, and then rate its intensity on a scale of 1 to 10. And then you bring compassion to yourself for having this emotion. You notice where in your body you feel tightness, and then identify those areas. And then you just breathe slowly. And while you continue to slowly breathe in, you're telling your brain that you're safe and that there's really no threat here. You just allow the sensations to exist without trying to fix them. So in my next video, we're going to explore something very important: why avoiding and resisting emotions actually keep the old patterns and the behaviors from those patterns alive. Understanding this is going to help you to begin seeing emotional reactions in a completely new way. And if you'd like a deeper understanding of the stories that bring rise to your emotions, you can access my free guide, The Roadmap to Freedom. I just placed the link in the title description below for you. So just please remember, you are a spiritual being having a human experience, and indeed you are a treasure to behold. So until next time, practice my first aid method for feeling difficult emotions, and then bye for now.